I'd like to talk to you for a second about a health problem that I had a while ago. I used to get headaches. They didn't happen real often, but I did get headaches, and sometimes they would be very disabling. I would actually be stuck in bed for a day or so, or maybe just the morning. And sometimes I would be at work and just be overcome and stuck with a headache, and you just kind of have to get your way through the day. But I started to become aware of my body, and I found some things out that really started to help me. I'd like to talk to you about some of them for just a moment. Most of them were just becoming aware of my body before I got a headache. I had some tension headaches, and once I became aware of my body, and I would notice that my neck would start to feel a little bit stiff, and I would have a little trouble turning my head. Well, about 45 minutes to an hour after my neck would get stiff, I would begin to get a tension headache. So what I found out is that when I felt that stiffness in my neck, if I would take 5 or 10 minutes, do some massage, lay on my back, just kind of get that tension in my neck to let go, the headache would never appear. And I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting stuff. Another type of headache I used to get would just hit me like late in the afternoon or in the evening, and it would just kind of be a sharp, pounding headache, and I didn't know what it was. But I started to just kind of pay attention and see what was I doing in the day that might give me a headache. The weird thing is I found out it was what I ate. It's interesting that what we eat doesn't usually affect us for about 4 hours until after we eat it. When I found that information out, I would just kind of notice when I got a headache, go back 4 hours and see what was happening. I found out that if I ate soft serve ice cream, like go out for lunch and then go get an ice cream cone afterwards, about 4 hours later I would get a headache. When I didn't eat the ice cream, I wouldn't get a headache. So that was some sort of digestive headache. But when I started to pay attention to what my body was telling me, I solved that problem. So it's interesting what can happen with body awareness. And I would like to teach you some skills, some ways of beginning to become aware of our body, to carry on a conversation with our body much more than that one way, hello body, you've got to do this. We often give our body instructions like, I need you to get through the day, then we can go home and rest. But we hardly ever listen to our body or even ask it questions like, body, what do you need right now? So I would like us to develop a conversation with our body, learning how to relate to each other. After all, the body is this incredible machine that gives us life, allows us to go here to there, allows us to eat food, to digest food, and do all these amazing things for us. But a lot of times we just don't pay attention to the signals until they're so big, until they're that headache, until they're that pain in the neck, the pain in the rear, the stitch in the side. So a lot of our chronic ills, our chronic pains, can be managed by just becoming aware. I'd like to work with you for a second on the first step of awareness. And that is just pay attention to your breath. So right now, just stop what you're doing and listen to me for a moment. And just notice your breath. Don't try to change anything right now. Just notice your breath. Is it shallow or is it deep? Is it short or is it a long breath? Just kind of pay attention to it. Don't try to change it right now. Just pay attention to the breath. And this, we're just going to use that as the breath as it is right now. We're not trying to change it or make it bigger yet or deeper. We're just checking in to see what's happening. I'd like you to do that every now and then. Just check in and see how your breath is doing. Okay, now, just take a moment and take a deep breath and let it out. So take 3 deep breaths in a row right now. Okay, now that you've taken 3 deep breaths, let your breath go back to whatever normal is for you right now. And see if that is different than when we started just a few minutes ago. See what happened just by taking 3 deep breaths. See how that changed your breathing pattern. I just noticed mine got a little bit deeper, and it was just a little bit easier for the air to come in. What did you notice? So now I'd like you to take that information out with you into the day. Just every now and then, notice your breath. Don't try to change it, just notice it. See if it's shallow or deep. See what's happening at work as you're sitting at your desk. See if that's different than when you're at home watching TV. See if that's different than when you're driving your car. See if it's different when you're out with friends. So just explore your breath. Don't try to change it, just kind of notice it. If you want to change it, you have the first step. Take 3 deep breaths. That will help change it. And just notice what happens to you as your breath changes.